Here's a question for you. Why are Canada and the United States, two of the most powerful countries in the West, suddenly paying closer attention to Pakistan? Is it because of politics? Is it about trade? Or maybe something much bigger that connects technology, security, and even climate change? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why Pakistan is no longer just a side note on the global stage, but a country the West simply can't afford to ignore anymore. Let's be real. For decades, the average American or Canadian probably thought of Pakistan in the context of news headlines, war on terror, politics, or maybe cricket if you're into sports. But here's the twist. Behind the scenes, Pakistan has quietly been making moves in technology, economics, and geopolitics, and the US and Canada are starting to notice. Why? Because in 2025, global power isn't just about military strength. It's about who controls trade, who leads in technology, and who can survive climate change. And on all three fronts, Pakistan is more relevant than most people think. First, let's talk geography. If you look at a map, Pakistan sits at a crossroads, literally. It connects South Asia, Central Asia, the Middle East, and through the Arabian Sea, the rest of the world. That's why China invested billions into CPEC, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Roads, railways, pipelines, and ports, all flowing through Pakistan. Now, here's where the US and Canada come in. If Washington and Ottawa want to counter China's influence in the region, they can't ignore Pakistan. Whether it's about shipping routes, oil pipelines, or trade corridors, Pakistan is at the center of the game board. And remember, Canada and the US both rely on stable global trade routes. Disruptions in the Middle East or South Asia affect the prices of goods in Walmart and Costco. So even if you never thought about it, Pakistan is quietly influencing the cost of your groceries. Now, here's something you probably didn't expect. Pakistan is slowly becoming a tech player. In 2025, Pakistan launched the world's first fully AI-powered English news channel. Yup, AI anchors, AI reporters, the whole deal. That's not Silicon Valley, that's Islamabad. On top of that, Pakistan has one of the youngest population in the world. Over 60% are under 30. And a lot of them are fluent in English, coding, and freelancing online. Fun fact, Pakistan is already among the top 5 freelancing countries in the world. Companies in Toronto, New York, and even Silicon Valley hire Pakistani freelancers every single day. So when the US talks about the future of work, or when Canada pushes for more digital outsourcing, guess who's right there in the conversation? Pakistan. Let's switch gears. You know how Canada and the US are facing extreme weather, wildfires, floods, hurricanes. It's hitting everywhere. Well, Pakistan is also on the front lines of climate change. Remember the massive 2022 floods? Millions were displaced. Since then, Pakistan has become a key voice in global climate talks. Here's why this matters. Climate change isn't a local problem. If Pakistan suffers, it affects migration, trade, and even global food supplies. And guess what? Canada and the US need climate partners. Pakistan, with its experience in disaster response and its push for green energy, has become impossible to ignore. Of course, we can't talk about Pakistan without mentioning security. For the US, Pakistan has always been a strategic partner in the region, especially with Afghanistan, right next door. But now, in 2025, the story has shifted. As Washington balances its rivalry with China and tensions with Russia, Pakistan becomes a swing player, too important to alienate, too powerful to ignore. For Canada, which often aligns its foreign policy with NATO and the US, Pakistan's cooperation on peacekeeping, counterterrorism, and regional stability is increasingly valuable. Bottom line, You don't build a global strategy in Asia without factoring in Pakistan. Now let's get personal. If you live in the US or Canada, you probably met someone from Pakistan. The Pakistani diaspora is massive, over 1 million in the US and nearly 300,000 in Canada. Doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, small business owners contributing billions to local economies. That people-to-people connection matters. It builds soft power, cultural bridges, and most importantly, influence. Think about it. When policymakers in Ottawa or Washington look at immigration, education, or even healthcare, Pakistan's role shows up right here at home. So why is 2025 different? Because the global order is shifting. China is rising, Russia is pushing, the Middle East is unstable, and the West is looking for reliable partners. Pakistan, despite its challenges, offers something unique: a large population, a strategic location, a growing tech sector, and a voice in climate negotiations. And here's the key. Ignoring Pakistan now could cost the West influence in Asia for decades. So here's the big takeaway. Canada and the US can't ignore Pakistan anymore. Not because of charity, not because of politics alone, but because their own futures are tied to what happens there. From trade routes to technology, from climate to culture, Pakistan is no longer just a part of the story, it is the story. So next time someone asks, why should I care about Pakistan? The answer is simple. Because whether you're in New York, Toronto, or Los Angeles, what happens in Pakistan will eventually reach your doorstep. What do you think? Is the West truly ready to partner with Pakistan in a meaningful way, or will history repeat itself? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit like if you learned something new, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into global stories that actually matter.